oppose any political party or candidate. We do lobby on issues after study and member agreement. Our mission is to encourage the informed and active participation of all citizens in government and influence public policy through education and advocacy. And if you wish to join us in making democracy work, please see the league members who are wearing little tags after the meeting. Candidates were invited to distribute information on tables outside the meeting area, and you're welcome to please stop by afterwards if you did not get a chance beforehand to pick up those materials. The way the forum will work this evening is that on the arms of the chairs, you have blank index cards, and if you need more, just raise your hand and someone will deliver it to you. We do provide to-your-door service here. And those are for questions. I would like to tell you that the questions will be asked to all candidates. You can't just ask a question to challengers or to the incumbent. Questions that will be asked will go to all candidates. We have received a number of questions already. I do my best to ask all the questions, and sometimes I'll combine questions. When I combine questions and make it a bit more complicated for the candidates, I'll give them extended time to answer, and I'll notify them of that ahead of time as well as my timers. Candidates will have 2 minutes to give an opening statement. They will have 1 minute to respond to questions, and then after every candidate has responded, candidates will then have 30 seconds to do rebuttal if they wish to that question. Candidates at the end will have 1 minute for closing statements. Cell phones. Next thing, I know that you all love that toy, but I would ask please that you turn the cell phone off, and the candidates all have their phones off as I do, so if you wanted to send us a message tonight, I'm sorry, we're busy right now, so we will not be able to take your call at this time. So please do cooperate in helping us out in that regard, and we appreciate your help on that. Okay, I'd like to introduce your candidates for you. We have our candidates in alphabetical order as they will appear on the Republican ballot. Mr. Asatero, Mr. Brainerd, and Mr. Spiegelman. Those will be your 3 candidates you'll be hearing from this evening, so let's get started. First with opening statements, Mr. Asatero first.
Good evening. Unlike my opponents, I've lived in Carmel 26 years before I ran for political office. Also, unlike my opponents, both of my children attended Carmel schools. I am a proven leader in business, government, military, and family. I am running for mayor because there is a leadership crisis in the mayor's office. Some examples to support that are a single firm, American Structure Point, getting $17 million of work without competitive bidding. Subsequently, they gave $78,000 in campaign contributions to the mayor's political campaign. The Carmel Redevelopment Commission, selling the Energy Center, which cost the taxpayers $7.7 million to build, for $5.2 million, and then buying it back in a 3-way deal on the same day for $16.3 million. Spending $20 million on outside attorneys and the city's legal department over the last 10 years, with $3.6 million going to a single attorney to craft deals for the Carmel Redevelopment Commission. Underestimating the cost of the projects from $20 million to $120 million in order to gain public approval. Just like you, I love Carmel, and that is why I want to bring responsible leadership, fiscal discipline, and transparency back to City Hall. Carmel is no longer a city of 20,000 people. We are now at almost 80,000 residents, and we need to bring management back to City Hall to manage our city as much as we can, just like a business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Asatero. Mr. Brainerd.
Good evening. It's been a pleasure and an honor to serve as the mayor of Carmel. We have focused on the quality of life in our city. We have a city with low crime, almost unbelievable low crime compared to most places. We have safe streets. We have amenities that not just attract people, but attract businesses to locate here, keep their tax rates low, because those businesses understand that with the amenities that we have in Carmel, they can attract the sort of employees they want. We have conservative fiscal management. Most people are paying less in their residential property taxes today than they were the day I came into office. We have worked hard to keep property values high by keeping our infrastructure in first-rate shape, by building parks, by building trails, by making the city beautiful. We have some of the lowest taxes for residences in the state of Indiana. Some say that we have too much debt, but the reality is that we are judged by credit rating bureaus that have no interest in politics in Carmel, but only have legal duty to the people that buy our bonds. And Standard & Poor's, one of those three major national credit rating companies, came out in the middle of the recession and actually raised our ratings from a AA to AA+. The redevelopment that we're working on in the middle of our city is saving us higher taxes in the future because of the private sector investment that's being attracted to the city of Carmel.
Thank you, Mr. Brainerd. Mr. Spiegelman.
Broken promises. As I said, broken promises. A mayor that was elected in 1995 with a plan to enlarge and modernize our city was quite effective in the first 8 years of his mayorship. But in his third term, he embarked on a reckless and liberal spending and borrowing policy that, mixed with broken promises, misrepresentations of costs to projects such as the Palladium, the Art and Design District, Keystone Parkway, and even the 70 roundabouts we currently have in operation in Carmel. His policies of the last 8 years has caused, under the skin of the buildings here in Carmel, the beautiful buildings, a financial instability which has been growing over the last couple of years due to obvious operating deficits in our budget. The question to be answered here tonight is, are the people of Carmel prepared to reward this mayor with another 4 years to continue his liberal policies, or, on the other hand, are they prepared to reinstitute traditional Republican precepts, which include fiscal conservative management, sensible growth, sensible taxes, transparency, and accountability for our city? I am confident that I can do that job for the people of Carmel. My name is Martin Spiegelman, candidate for Carmel mayor. I was a troubleshooting manager for Beneficial Finance Company for 6.5 years with a job to revitalize unprofitable offices to profitable